Hello girls, and welcome to another low calorie, high protein lean girl recipe that is going to help you eat damn delicious food all the way to your lean body goals. So guys, I know that the Weetbix trend has taken over Instagram and TikTok. So I wanted to jump on the Weetbix vibe, but we can't just do the same as everyone else, right? So I started going down a little recipe rabbit hole to find out what other dishes we could make or try and make with Weetbix. And in Australia, they do like a Weetbix slice or like almost like a Weetbix, like a protein bar kind of thing vibe, or balls with Weetbix. So I started looking at a couple of recipes. I'm like, how can I lean girlify this? And kabam, presenting to you the Lean Girl chocolate caramel protein Weetbix slice. I mean, guys, it's basically like a little protein bar, like a homemade protein bar, and it's actually not that little. It's quite big and it's kind of solid. So I feel like it's gonna be amazing. The macros are sensational. It's 140 calories for like a decent slice. The protein is also like 10 grams, which is amazing. So it's basically like our own Lean Girl protein bar, which is and chocolate and caramel. And you could probably go to town and make your own variations. I wanted to do a recipe for Easter. So I know that there's nothing bunny or egg on this, but this is your Easter recipe because you can make it for a few people, or you can have 6 portions to yourself, because this makes 6 slices. And it's really easy to make, and you basically probably have the ingredients. If you have Weetbix, you probably have everything that you need in the kitchen to go and make these, which is exciting. I love it when that happens. There's actually only like a couple of Lean Girl ingredients that you always need in the house, and like if you have those, you can make so many of my dishes. Like I love to keep my recipes simple, and like whenever I go and see recipes that have like 4,000 ingredients, I'm like, it would be nice, but let's be honest, it's never gonna happen. By the way, I'm gonna link my Lean Girl grocery list down below because I have like my standard Lean Girl grocery list for basically 80 grocery stores. So it could be Pick and Pay, Woolies, and it also includes discount items and some few other bits and bobs. So if you haven't yet got that Lean Girl grocery list, it's free to download. I'll put the link down below for you. And then let's go and make this delicious Weetbix chocolate protein Weetbix caramel chocolate slice. And then we'll come back for a good old Lean Girl taste test.
Okay, so we are starting off with our protein Weetbix biscuits. You could absolutely use the light Weetbix or just regular Weetbix. The protein content is just ever so slightly higher in this one. So we are going to be using 6 Weetbix biscuits, and you just want to go ahead and break them up with your fingers into medium to fine little shards, I guess. You could possibly pop these into your NutriBullet or blender for a quick whiz. You don't want it to be completely fine or like a powder. You want it to be more like gravel. So you just want to break them up, and you don't want there to be any big chunks of Weetbix, but you also don't want it too fine, because this is going to add some lovely texture to our Weetbix slices. Now, once you have broken all of these up, we are going to start adding our dry ingredients, starting off with my Metalab vanilla. Oh, I think this is actually was my caramel protein powder. And I'm going in with 30 grams of protein powder. You could definitely use chocolate here as well, but make sure that your protein powder tastes good. If you want to try my Metalab one, we do have a community code LeanGirl15. It is definitely one of my favorites. Then we are adding some cocoa powder, which is going to give our chocolate slice slices that beautiful, rich, deep, chocolatey flavor. So adding our cocoa powder, and then as I go, you'll see that I mix up all of the dry ingredients to make sure that we don't have any clumps of protein powder or clumps of cocoa. Then I'm adding some Canderel sweetener. I added 5 sachets here, depending on whether you like it super sweet like me, or if you like it a little bit more mild on the sweet side, then you can definitely go ahead and add less. Then a new ingredient, which I don't often use in my lean girl recipes, but something that worked so beautifully in this recipe, is desiccated coconut. It adds a nice richness to the dish and a bit of density as well. So that desiccated coconut, and then a little bit of baking powder as well. And again, just giving it a little mix. Then we're going to start with our wet ingredients. I am doing egg whites for this. I'm really just doing this as a binding agent, so the yellow is not necessary in this case. You girls always ask me the ratio. So 1 egg white is about 30 grams of liquid egg whites. So if you are measuring that out, you would go ahead and have 120 mils or 120 grams of egg whites, which is 30 grams each. And unfortunately, I didn't have my liquid egg whites here, so I did unfortunately waste those yolks. And then we are going in with some almond milk. I use the unsweetened one, and this is the new almond and oat, which I also absolutely love, and the calories are still pretty great. And last but not least, we are adding some vanilla essence, which always works beautifully in baking, and just adds, again, a bit more flavor. And then you just want to give it all a great mix. And you'll see that it all starts coming together rather quickly. And don't worry if it seems dry. As soon as you start mixing it, you'll see that it actually makes a beautiful batter. Now, once it is all mixed up, you are going to get a medium square or rectangle dish, and you want to spray it with non-stick spray. Then you are going to pour in your very delicious chocolate batter, and make sure to leave just 1 spoon, which you need to eat as this works its magic in the oven. And then you just want to spread this out into the bottom of your dish. And then I actually pop mine straight into the air fryer. You could definitely use the oven. I popped this in on 180 degrees for around 12 minutes in the air fryer, and the top was already really firm. I know the cooking time is generally a little bit longer in the oven, but you want the top to be pretty much firm, and then you will know that it's ready. But I think anything from 12 to 15 minutes will do the trick. Okay, so now for a special touch, we are going to be doing some caramel on top. These are the caramel chips, which I got from Woolworths. I also love to use their white chocolate chips in all of my baking, but we need caramel in our lives. So I'm using the caramel ones. And then you just want to add the tiniest bit of coconut oil, which helps with the melting of the chocolate and makes it really nice and runny and easily pourable, because sometimes if you pop it directly into the microwave, it kind of just gets harder. It doesn't melt really nicely. So you just want a little bit of coconut oil, and then pop it into the microwave, and you will see it melt really nicely together. And then once it's melted, you just want to pour it over our slices, and you can make beautiful decorations if you feel like being creative. And then we are actually going to pop this into the fridge or the freezer, and we want that top caramel piece to actually harden, and that is just going to add another texture to this dish. I also sprinkled a little bit of coconut on top just for decoration. And then we are going to, after this is set in the fridge for a couple of hours, you are going to cut this into 6 beautiful high protein Weetbix caramel slices. And then you are going to enjoy yourself a beautiful, low-calorie, sweet treat.
Okay, it's time for the money. The lean girl money shot. I feel like I'm gonna cut. By the way, let me show you this whole dish, which I'm sure you've already seen because I would have photographed it already. But this is impressive. I feel like I want to do a version of this because this is how it tastes, like a millionaire's shortbread. You know, when maybe I can do like a biscuit layer on the bottom, then the chocolate, then the caramel. Love a millionaire's. I'm gonna cut me a little corner. So what's really nice is the top has hardened. Don't put knives in your mouth, people. The top has gone hard again because that melted chocolate has now hardened again in the fridge. So it's got that nice crunch on the top. I also find that coconut always gives like just a nice little feel. Oh shit. That's good. Babe!
Yeah.
Are you decent?
No.
Please! For your own good. This is so good. You know we have like good recipes.
Yeah.
And then we have like, shit, this is good recipes.
When Angie asks me if I'm decent, what she means is, do I have a cap on my head because I don't brush my hair?
Your wife is very considerate. Babes, this is a Lean Girl chocolate caramel Weetbix protein slice.
Wow, okay.
Say that, repeat it back to me.
Lean Girl caramel chocolate Weetbix protein slice. I do listen to you.
Good. Are you ready for this?
Okay.
Are you?
Yes.
Are you?
Feed me. Shit, that's good.
Hey!
That is very
It's a
good.
winner. And this whole thing.
You know what it reminds me of?
Yeah.
Remember there was that show that we were watching of chefs, famous chefs, and where there's that lady who does the cereal
Milk bar.
As I bit that, there was just enough of a Weetbix flavor that was totally nostalgic for me, but it didn't like you're getting so much more than just Weetbix. It's that plus it's all the
Caramel.
chocolate and the caramel and everything. It's amazing. Wow.
It's really good. 140 calories for this whole slice
Really?
and 10 grams of protein.
That's unbelievable.
Thankfully, I have 6 slices today. Okay, my angels. I'm so excited for you to try this recipe. Again, you can make it your own depending on what you want to put on top. Like you could do, you don't have to do caramel, you could do white chocolate, you could do normal chocolate, you could even do like a peanut butter, that could be delicious. Yeah, girls, Lean Girl. I always add Lean Girl to it. Then it makes it mine, you know? Lean Girl, choc caramel protein Weetbix slice. Boom! I am so pumped for you girls to try this one. Don't forget, important. Firstly, subscribe, like, show me some love, comment down below. I don't know what you want to say. Leave me an inspirational quote today so I can read it and feel inspired by the people. You guys actually inspire me so much when I read your stories, your journeys, when you make my food. Anyway, that wasn't what you must not forget. You must not forget that I have one insane recipe hub and meal planning tool called the Kitchen Coach that has every single recipe that I have ever made on it. It is an online hub that I add to every single week, not only recipes that are all Lean Girl approved and created, but I have a local restaurant guide. So when you're going to Nando's, what the hell's bells should you be ordering? I've got a convenience food guide. When you go to Woolies, Pick and Pay, what are the convenience meals that are most calorie friendly? I have got my favorite sauces, spices, goodies, literally everything you could ever need to plan delicious meals that are fit for fat loss. So if you haven't checked that out, do yourself a favor. You need that tool to make your life a little bit easier. And that's it, girls. I hope that you love this recipe. Happy Easter to all of you. I hope that you have a wonderful time with friends and family and lots of delicious food. I love you all very much, and I will check you here again next